Experience you can trust. This is News Center 6, the news at 11.
Megan's Law passed the House of Representatives tonight. The bill is named for a 7-year-old New Jersey girl killed by a neighbor nobody knew was a sex offender. Passed unanimously, Megan's Law would require states to inform the public when dangerous sex offenders move into their neighborhoods. Also passing by a lopsided vote tonight was a measure giving repeat rapists life without parole.
The serenity of Forest Park was disrupted today when a hiker found the body of a woman on a popular trail in the West Hills. Police say the 19-year-old woman died of multiple gunshot wounds. She was found on a steep section of Tunnel Trail. That's about 200 yards away from Northwest Cornell Road. Police say it's doubtful the woman was hiking or jogging in the park. Today's discovery is a shock to many people who've been coming here for years.
I've been running here for about 25 years, and I've never seen anything like that, or heard of anything, so.
Well, I've been here 10 years. This is the first time anything like this has ever happened. Ever.
Police are not releasing the woman's name until relatives are notified.
Investigators think that series of explosions that destroyed a storage shed near Mosier last month was accidentally set off by burglars. The April 3rd blast scattered debris for miles. Investigators suspect burglars tripped a booby trap at the shed. Nobody was injured. Owner of the shed, Raymond Hamblin of Hood River, pleaded not guilty to explosives and weapons charges.
Oscar Carrillo went home to eat lunch today, and that may have saved his life. He works in a soap factory in Mexico City, a factory that no longer exists tonight. An explosion blew it to pieces today, injuring 39 workers, 2 of them gravely. Firefighters used trained dogs to search for more victims. They pulled out several bloodied workers screaming for help. The blast, probably caused by ruptured gas tanks, blew a 5-foot crater in the ground. Parts of the factory were embedded in vehicles parked 400 yards away. All the windows blew out in Oscar Carrillo's home. Glass fell in his cauliflower soup. IRA bombers may have struck again tonight. Residents of East London heard 3 loud explosions just before a fire broke out in a hotel under renovation. It was believed empty. The blaze spread rapidly through the building shortly after midnight. Investigators attribute later explosions to gas canisters inside the hotel. London is on alert since the IRA resumed its bombing campaign in February. Scotland Yard says it's too early to say who is responsible.
Investigators say a 3-year-old boy injured in a Portland apartment fire yesterday started the blaze. Evidence indicates the boy picked up a cigarette lighter and ignited clothing and bedding. Flames destroyed 3 units at the Waverly Apartments in southeast Portland. The boy's father, 31-year-old John Beasley, was seriously burned. He escaped the fire by jumping through a window with his son in his arms. 3-year-old Jonathan Beasley is in fair condition tonight. A Portland teenager was injured tonight when an explosive powder being used in a high school play went off in his hand. 15-year-old Luke Jackson, a student at Portland Christian School, is in fair condition tonight at Legacy Emanuel Hospital. The accident happened during play rehearsal this afternoon at the school on 124th and Brazee.
New Mexico's latest wildfire today came very close to some hot shots fighting it by hand. Helicopters dumped huge buckets of water on the flames in a steep canyon as ground crews tried to create breaks between the fire and the communities of Red River and Questa. Residents of the New Age spiritual community of La Lama suffered heavy damage. What is now a 7,000-acre fire started when embers blew out of a barrel used to burn trash.
Ignited in ancient Greece, the Olympic torch is burning tonight in Seattle. Earlier today, the flame went out when another torch was dropped crossing a bridge over Puget Sound. David Schmidtke and photographer Dean Barron tell the story.
It was the whoops heard round the world. It's kind of hard to see, but the bicyclist carrying the Olympic torch on Washington's Tacoma Narrows Bridge got a flat, hit a bump, and the revered torch hit the skids, breaking into Olympic bite-sized pieces, almost sliding into Puget Sound.
It's every torchbearer's worst nightmare.
Mary Davis carried the torch last Sunday through Salem.
Now, it's interesting it's the Tacoma Narrows Bridge because, as you know, the Tacoma Narrows span has a tremendous history of notoriety all by itself, so maybe we could blame bad vibes.
She's not kidding. They blamed a bad design for the old galloping Gertie of the 50s. Imagine carrying a torch on this puppy. Actually, the Oregon Olympic chairman has his own theory. on the torch carrier.
Well, we ought to check the background out. If they're either a cougar or a husky, we'll know they weren't up to the task. How about that?
Luckily, there's always extra torches and an always burning mother flame. While no Oregonian flubbed the flame, we still have no room to boast. Usually, Olympic disasters are reserved for the Olympics, and Oregon has provided more than its share of memories we'd like to forget. Remember Mary Decker in 1984?
There will be 3 laps to go with a barefoot footer. Decker falls down. Mary Decker falls down in the infield.
And then there's what some call the ultimate Oregon embarrassment. Keeping these lovely images in perspective, a dropped torch is an Olympic moment for just a moment. In Portland, David Schmidtke, NewsCenter 6.
More than a year after people paid for them, those Olympic tickets will finally be delivered at the end of this month. Organizers showed off the copy-protected tickets in Atlanta today, copyrighted. The tickets have holograms to deter counterfeiters. The tickets also have other security features that Olympic officials will not discuss with us. They go out to buyers by United Parcel Service around Memorial Day.
I believe it's Coca-Cola that's a big sponsor for the Olympics. Aren't they the one located in Atlanta, Georgia?
They might be.
Yeah. Well, later in our report, you'll hear the claims of Pepsi, which is test marketing a new soft drink here in Portland.
Some say the new soft drink can quench your thirst in more ways than one.
Well, we're probably not going to have hot weather, cool drink type weather coming along anytime soon. It's going to be a little cooler than average. Chance for some showers. We'll tell you all about it. Have a complete 6-day forecast for you in about 10 minutes on the news at 11.
NewsCenter 6 closed captioning is brought to you by Sleep Train and Stearns & Foster, your ticket to a better night's sleep.
Ted Boykin is a salesman, a dynamite salesman. He could sell a plate of ribs to a woman wearing white gloves. And if you ask Ted about his new Audi A4, he'll sell you in a second. He'll rhapsodize about its sporty yet elegant design, impress you with its German engineering, and put the hammer down with its affordable price. Yeah, Ted would love to tell you all about his A4, as long as he isn't on the job. The new A4, available wherever Audi cars are sold.
This is the IRS. They employ 5 times more people than the FBI. Washington's priorities are upside down. I'm running for Congress to cut wasteful spending, reduce taxes on working families, and balance the budget. As a legislator and treasurer of Oregon, I balanced 4 budgets, led the fight to repeal the inheritance tax, and cut taxes on families and small business. That's a key difference between my opponents and me. Give me your vote, and I'll do in Washington what I've done in Oregon.
I'm a parent, so I worry. They run into things, they fall off of things, and they catch everything. But one thing I don't have to worry about is my claim being denied. I just bring them to Kaiser Permanente, and they're covered. Because our Kaiser doctor cares about making us healthy, not making a profit. So I can go back to doing what I do best, trying to guess what he just swallowed. Kaiser Permanente, different from the ground up.
Fact. The average new home is 40% larger than it was 25 years ago. With all the money you have invested in a house these days, how do you pay for life's other absolute necessities? Well, Key Bank has a tax-deductible home equity line you can use over and over.
So finance your child's higher education.
Write a check for your daughter's wedding. It can even come with a card, so you can take that once-in-a-lifetime vacation. Key. For a new America.
You're watching Mike Donahue and Shirley Hancock. This is NewsCenter 6.
Staff problems now plague Oregon Congressman Wes Cooley. He has some vacancies to fill. 2 of his top aides are quitting because of the controversy swirling around their boss. The latest involves a report that Cooley may have illegally claimed an employee as a dependent to get a tax break. A man who lived on Cooley's ranch told the Oregonian he worked about 70 hours a week without pay from Cooley. The Bend Republican claims he treated the 34-year-old man like his son. IRS rules, though, say you can't call someone a dependent if they are working for their food and housing. Cooley says he was trying to help the man.
A 24-year-old computer programmer could face a year in prison for stealing more than $20,000 from an FBI evidence locker. 3 years ago, cash and a small amount of heroin turned up missing from the evidence locker at the Bureau's Portland office. Investigators figured the theft had to be an inside job and made the case a top priority. Everyone with access to the evidence room passed lie detector tests, but the Bureau says computer specialist Ryan Michael Phillips made inconsistent statements he couldn't collaborate. Phillips is due in court on Monday. He has no prior criminal record. It seems everyone's got a worldwide web page these days, but not everyone's getting an award for theirs. Students at the Oregon School for the Deaf just had the web page they designed named the Web Page of the Month. Every month, only one school in the world is chosen for this award. The students started their web page a year ago. It's designed to offer more information about the Oregon School for the Deaf and to keep the deaf community up to date with their school events. The students are proud of their accomplishments in the school's Deaf Tech program. The award makes it all the sweeter.
The project that we've completed.
Well, let me paraphrase what she said. The students said they didn't get the award because they were deaf or because of any consideration for a disability. Those giving the award were impressed with the project the students had completed. And on your screen is the web page address, http://www.osd.k12.org.us.
Good job. Many cardiac patients are too shy to talk to their doctors about the risk of having a heart attack after sex. A new study says relax. The odds are very low.